messy. Art is, you can just express yourself with art.
That's
Like, it's the best thing ever.
Art to me is very important. I did not realize how important it is, especially into dealing with the youth. I feel like it's something they definitely need.
The possibilities that art education can bring to the way that we see ourselves, the way that we see our communities, and the way that we see our relationship with our communities and with each other can be reimagined through art.
I think that that's a growing conversation among art educators of welcoming in people who are pursuing art in different disciplines but also different environments. So even within our own cohort, we see that people who are interested in working in community centers or rec centers versus people who are wanting to work in the K-12 system. I think what I hope for and what I'm seeing and therefore feel validated in my hope for is a continued expansion of what it means to be an art educator and how to equip art educators for a multitude of environments.
I think if art educators can really live up to that broad understanding of what art is, and art is not, a commodity hanging on the wall. Art is a way of living in the world. We can change how schools run in this country. We can change how society functions. We can change how politics work. We can make a lot of change happen. Maybe not, in a generation, but over time. But it does involve an art educator who thinks of him or herself as a researcher, as a critical thinker, as a citizen, not only a worker who, pushes lesson plans around.
I think art is the most important subject, like spiritually to the person. I think it changes the way you think, the way you look at the world.
Because I had such a safe space to do whatever I wanted, talk about whatever I even wanted in class, that I think giving kids that opportunity and giving kids that space is what's really, really important to me. And giving them a chance to express whatever feeling they're feeling or whatever they just want to talk about.
Like for me, as a person with autism, art was a way for me to express myself when I couldn't express myself. But when I was a child, I was, I really struggled to communicate with my peers. And art facilitated my ability to communicate my feelings and emotions, and also facilitate my imagination. Anyone can harness that communicative power that art possesses, and it's not just me.
The biggest impact for me right now is just the space to have a conversation and the way that art facilitates that conversation.
Using art and creativity and technology to express their views or their experiences on things like race or gender or sexuality or anything that they may not feel comfortable talking about or writing about, but they are inclined to share their thoughts or their experiences through art.
One of the magical powers of art is that it has the power to rehumanize us in opposition to a lot of things and structures in the world that are dehumanizing us.
It's kind of just the vehicle for feeling like you're a valuable human. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, art is truly powerful. And so I believe people should have a right to art.
I really think we need to think about the role of education and art education as a mechanism for social advancement for everybody, not as a reward for being privileged.
The underlying value in that process is really autonomy, agency for decision making, curiosity, and deep listening to self and others.
It changed me. Before I studied art, I used to be like this fast-going person, never like appreciating what's around me. And then afterwards, I kind of like slowed down, looked at the details around me, the people, cared more. Yeah, it changed me a lot to a better person. I think it's the only subject that can do that.
How we talk, how we walk, how we breathe, how we do anything in life. Because like I said earlier, art is everything. Art can be you. Art can be expressed in many ways. Art can be anything. It can be grace. It can be peaceful. It can make you feel good.
So when you have aesthetic experiences, any kind of experience where you go beyond yourself a little bit, it allows you to break down barriers and connect with other people. And to bring that into a community setting, you start to bring people closer together in a more existential way.
Art is really imperative to this world and to understanding each other and to, connecting each other within our communities. We need art. We need art educators to facilitate that.